Hey movie buds, it's the middle of December, which means there's a new Star Wars movie out. Here's a review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now I should start off by warning you there will be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen The Last Jedi yet, turn this video off now and come back after you've seen the movie. But I can say this, with no spoilers necessary, this movie's great. Go see it. Go right now. Why are you watching YouTube? There's a Star Wars movie in theaters. Alright, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's dive into The Last Jedi. There's a lot to enjoy in the story of The Last Jedi. I really like that we weren't stuck with another Death Star story. There's not a giant weapon that they have to steal the plans for.
That blast came from the Death Star.
There is some sharing of story elements from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but it doesn't feel so similar in the way that The Force Awakens kind of felt like a copy of A New Hope. You do get that opening battle like you do in Empire, and the rebels are escaping and there is a Jedi being trained, but it's all done in a different way. And we're not just hitting those story points the way The Force Awakens kind of was action scene, explanation. This one was action scene, character moment, action scene, explanation. It had a multi-layered approach to an adventure story where you weren't just watching a thrill ride, which I felt Force Awakens, while incredible and really exciting, was moving so fast and never really stopped, but this one took the time to get to know these characters that we met in The Force Awakens a lot more. Poe gets the chance to transform from the cocky fighter jock that just wants to blow stuff up to a real leader. We get to see Finn get more comfortable in his role as a hero in the Resistance. We get to see Rey learn more about the Force and get to know a little bit more about her and come to terms with her family, leaving her on Jakku. There is more of the conflict in Kylo Ren. Will he go to the light side of the Force? Will he stay in the dark side? The struggle there, I think, is really well done and leaves you guessing where he's going to be at the end of the film. Throughout, he flip-flops a few times. I like that aspect. It's not so cut and dry like it's been in other movies. This guy's bad, this guy's good. We also get a lot of new characters. My favorite being Rose. I really liked Rose. I really liked Rose with Finn. I hope there's more of that in the next movie. Maybe a romance is blooming. Another new character that I enjoyed was the one played by Benicio del Toro. I thought he was a fun, menacing character. I don't know if he's going to show up in the next movie or not. I don't know if his part is important enough. Seems like he kind of finished his job in the movie and left, and there was no more mention of him. Time will tell on that one. Of course, with every new Star Wars movie, they have to have a lot of new creatures, those fun aliens that we like to buy the action figures of. Of course, the big one in this movie is probably the Porg, those little bird-like creatures. I think they're very cute. I'm pro Porg. They had funny moments. I liked when Chewie was eating his dinner and the Porg was watching in horror as he was about to eat a roasted Porg. I like when they're in the Millennium Falcon and there's a sharp turn and one slams against a window, almost looking like one of those Garfield suction cup plushies. There's a lot going on with the Porg that I feel works. I think they're fun, but they're never entrusted with a serious moment. It's not like the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi where they're cute, cuddly teddy bears and then the next second they're winning a war. There's a lot of cool new technology in this film. We get to see cool new ships like those bombers that the rebels had, the Dreadnought that the bombers destroy, Snoke's ship, the Supremacy. Probably my favorite new vehicle in a Star Wars movie is those heavy attack walkers that kind of look like they're muscular gorillas instead of the ones in Empire Strikes Back. They have these like thick forearms while they walk. Very menacing. I think it's a great update to an older vehicle. Now let's talk about some of the things that I didn't like so much about this one. It's not a perfect movie. It's super long. This one's over 2.5 hours. It feels it. I was thinking a few times, well, this has to be the last scene. It's going to cut to directed by with that John Williams score any second now. And then the movie went on for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Another thing I wanted to learn more about that they didn't really go into was Snoke's background. Ever since The Force Awakens came out, we've been asking, who is Snoke? What's his connection to everybody else? How do you get in charge of the First Order? He's so powerful with the Force, how come we haven't heard about him already? That never really gets addressed in this movie. They just kind of kill him off and then the rest of the movie goes on. Maybe more information will come out in the next movie. Maybe it won't. Maybe that's it. I'm hoping not, but that disappointed me. Another aspect of The Last Jedi that I didn't really like was Captain Phasma shows up unexplained. When we last left her in The Force Awakens, she was in a trash compactor on the Starkiller base, and that was moments before the whole base exploded. So did the First Order check the garbage before they escaped? I have a hard time buying that. I think the audience is owed a little bit more of an explanation on how she ended up in this movie. Unfortunately, we don't get anything. She just shows up and has a great fight with Finn and a lot of good moments with her in this movie. I just think there should have been some kind of setup as to why she's still alive. Another moment that didn't really work for me was when Finn woke up from his coma. It felt like something was missing. Like he just woke up from the coma because someone asked, hey, how come Finn's not in this movie yet? And they just had him wake up. If you leave a character in a coma at the end of a movie, there should be a reason for it. Felt lazy. But overall, what did I think of this movie? I thought it was great. My final judgment is that this film was a great Star Wars adventure. My first instinct is that this was better than The Force Awakens, but time might change that. I did like The Force Awakens quite a bit, and I think this is definitely worthy of being up there with the original movies. I would give it a 4 out of 5 thumbs up. If you don't want to take my word for it, it currently has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and on IMDb it's scoring an 8.1. So this is looking like a safe bet for a good time at the movie theater this holiday season. If you enjoyed Star Wars The Last Jedi, and I am sure you did, then here's some other movies that you might enjoy. Of course, I can recommend all the other Star Wars movies. Actually, I can't recommend all the other Star Wars movies.
What's this?
A local.
But if you're looking for something else in the space opera genre, 2 movies that I could recommend are the Roger Corman-produced Battle Beyond the Stars.
Does your species have kissing?
Oh, yes. We have that.
A science fiction version of the Seven Samurai tale set in outer space. I can also recommend Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. This one's got Molly Ringwald, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters.
I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
And Michael Ironside. You probably remember him from Total Recall.
See you at the party, Richter.
Check those movies out if you want to scratch that space opera itch. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified whenever a new MovieBud video comes out, just hit that little bell and you'll get a message whenever I post a new video. Till next time, later buds!